Hey guys, how you doing? Today I figured I would do a quick video about my hearing aids that I just started wearing this past summer. I have to change the filter and stuff in them right now, so I figured this would be a good time because I can show you how that works. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or anything. Someone had commented about them and wanted some more information, so I figured I would do this and put it out there. I need glasses to see. I need hearing aids to hear now. No big deal. So what I did in July was I went up to this place called Next Gen, Nexgen. So I went up there and it's like this hearing clinic kind of thing. I didn't need note from my doctor or anything. Just walked in and they did a hearing test. So when I went in, they said, okay, what's the problem? And I said, just trouble hearing. And so they put me in a soundproof booth, which it's like my ears are claustrophobic. In a soundproof booth. It's like, you sit in this chair and they put little things in your ears or whatever. The person sits outside the room, but there's like a window so they can see you. And they play different tones. So it's like, and you just kind of put your finger up every time you can hear it. So they do the right side, then they do the left side. Then what they do is they play, like a passage from something. It's someone talking, and for some reason it was about carrots. So it's someone saying, carrots are a vegetable, they grow underground, blah, blah, blah. You have to repeat back what you heard. So I'm like, okay, carrots are a vegetable, they grow underground. Then they play the next sentence or two, and now there's a bit of noise in the background. There's like people talking. And then you have to, again, repeat what you heard as much as you can. And then it gets progressively louder, like the crowd sound. To the point where at the end, I'm like, they said something about carrots. I didn't catch anything else. So that's just to see, you know, your hearing level sort of thing. They fitted me for hearing aids right then and there that day. Apparently, I have trouble with high-pitch sounds. I really hate high-pitched sounds. White noise makes me crazy. I hate it. Like the sound of a fan or the sound of waves or a fountain, like repetitive sort of high-pitched sounds make me nuts. I went on YouTube one night because I discovered that there's different sounds like that. So there's white noise, pink noise, brown noise, red noise. So there's all these different sounds, and it turns out that I like brown noise. Brown noise is a deeper sounding noise. It's the same as when you hear something that's white noise, it's like static or whatever, but the brown noise is a little bit deeper. Apparently, men's and women's voices I hear equally. Like I don't hear women better than I hear men, but I do have trouble with high-pitched sounds. The reason I even did all of this was because my family was tired of me yelling, and I was yelling because I couldn't hear my voice. And when I was doing FaceTime with my sister or whatever, they'd be like, oh my God, like stop yelling. The very first day I had my hearing aids, I FaceTimed my sister and she's like, oh my God. I was like, what? She's like, you're not yelling. And I'm like, it's because I can finally hear my voice. And I had been in the car with the girls and they would sit next to me like this, like they would plug their ear. They're like, you're yelling. And I'm like, I'm not yelling. And the other problem was in a crowd, in a restaurant, in a bar, whatever, I couldn't hear any of the conversation. I just smile and nod. So I walked out that day with the hearing aids and they did the math for me and they were going to be about $6,200. I was like, okay, well, let me just try them and see if they're even, going to work for me. So they sent me home with a pair of the hearing aids. I need them in both ears, and they sent me home with the little charger. This is the charger. The first brand that I used was Oticon. And again, I'm not sponsored or anything. But that was the pair that I tried. And they were good, but the problem I found was between thick hair, glasses, and a mask behind your ear, and then this, it was way too much going on. So it was making me crazy. So I said, is there another option? Is there like a tiny little bud one that can go in my ear? And they said, well, we could do one that fills your whole ear and you don't have to worry about anything over your ear. I was like, great, love it. So what they did was they squirted this like foam stuff in your ear, and it made a mold of your ear, and then they sent it away, and I think it took 2 weeks, and then they came back, and it was like a whole hearing aid piece. I might have a photo of me the day I was wearing them home, because I wanted to show Scott and the girls. And it was great, the fact that I didn't have anything over my ear, but the problem was when I got home, I sat down to watch TV and have some chips, and it was like crunching and plugging your ears and hearing the crunching sound in your head. It was so annoying. Like, I gave it about 2 hours and I was like, I am done. I called them back. I said, please, I need the other kind. These are crap. And they were like, it's fine, don't worry about it. So there was no charge for any of this at this point. And then it got to about October and they were like, okay, we're gonna have to start charging you. I said, the problem is I want the first kind, but they're just so expensive. And my sister suggested that I go to Costco. Well, I went to Costco in September and they were like, no, it's, we have to do a hearing test. I'm like, well, I already have my hearing test and I have the results and everything. And they said, yeah, but we want to do our own. And I said, okay, fine. Can I come in tomorrow? And they're like, no, we're not booking until the end of October. And I'm like, that's way too long. But by the time I actually did all this and got my actual hearing aids, it was the end of October. So I could have waited. That was stupid. Anyway, I think at Costco, they might be about $2,000. Don't quote me on that. And of course, these are Canadian prices. Still expensive. But again, it's like wearing glasses. If you need glasses, put on glasses. They help. Great. Let's continue on. So for me, I needed these. They told me about this other brand, Bernafon, and it's basically the same hearing aid. What I liked about these ones is that they're rechargeable, and there's a little charger that you sit them in and it lights up, but I'll just show you. So there's a little sticker on the back to show you, and red, the right side is red. Oh, it's so weird when you take them out. And then this side is blue. And you just pop them in there at night, and there's a little orange light that'll come on, showing that they need to be charged, and then it turns green once they're fully charged. So love that, because the other ones that filled my ear, it was a battery. So every time you took them off, you had to open up the battery case. I'm like, I am never going to remember to do that. And apparently you had to change batteries like every 3 days or anyway, it seemed like a waste to me. So went back to these ones. These were cheaper. They actually were all totaled $3,700. Yeah, you can, here in Canada, you can get like it covered by the government depending on your income. But yeah, these are supposed to last, taking good care of them, they'll last about 5 or 6 years. So, and to me, it's worth every penny because I'm able to hear now. What Next Gen does is they give you the supplies. So this is the hearing aid. You have the wire. This part kind of curls up in your ear, like right here. And then this is the part, the little dome thing that goes in your ear. Hang on, it's a little hard to see. So it has like holes. So that's the difference between this and the one that filled in my ear. The one that filled in my ear totally filled my ear. This allows sound to come through on all those little holes going around. Then you get these little domes. You get the little replacement domes. So they gave me a bag of those there. And then you get this, which is the little filters that you change. And I'll show you how that works in a second. You get the charger. You get this little travel case So if you're taking them with you, and in here, what I did was I put some extra filters, I put extra dome thingies, and then there's a little cloth. So if I go to like the hairdresser or something and I have to take them off, I'll usually throw this in my purse and then I have it. It also comes with one of these little, it's like a neoprene little bag thing. So the charger, everything can fit in there. So what I discovered when I was wearing these is that the right side kept falling out. And I was like, well, that makes no sense, but there's different size domes. So on this side of my head, I need a size 8, and on this side, I need a size 10. The great thing about Next Gen, see, so these are size 10, and I wrote on the back, I put right side, size 10, left side is an 8. Next Gen, you need supplies, you need these, you don't pay anything. You just walk in, you're like, hey, I need more supplies. And they'll give you more supplies. They'll give you the filters. And then my concern was this little wire. I was like, are we covering this and the filter and then not the wire? They're like, no, the wire is totally replaceable. We can do that. No charge. You just make an appointment, go in, and they'll switch it for you. That's it. So the cord for the charger, it has a little plug, but it also has a USB plug thing, and that's really all there is to it. So let me turn this around. I'm going to open the box so I have a little surface to work on to show you what I'm going to do. As you can see, they're really easy to pop in and pop out. So here's your little dome. You just hold it like that. You push the dome into your ear and then flip that over the back. Done. Easy peasy. And then you can see that that curly wire just curls up into this part of your ear. So there you go. That's it. So let me take these out and I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you how I change the filter and the little dome things. I forget what those are called. Anyway, here we go. Okie dokie. So to change the filter, and you can just wipe these down, but after a while they start, they get sort of loosey-goosey. Like just not loose, but like stretched a little bit. All right, so you just pop this off like that. And there is a little bit of ear wax. Hang on. Oh, where'd my Kleenex go? Which is to be expected. They're ears. We have wax in our ears. All right, so just wipe that off. So this little thing just sits there. This is your little filter. So I had trouble with my right ear the other week, and it was just the filter just needed to be changed. So I had changed that one. You take this little thingy here, and so you get 6 of them in this little set. So here is a replacement white thing, and this is a little knob to help you take this one out. So you just poke it in, pop it off, and then put the next one in. Easy. Then you have to put one of the domes on. So this is what it looks like. Sorry, my hands are full of pen and everything from work. All right, so the easiest way I find is to just flip this thing inside out, and you'll see there's a little kind of cup right there, and you just put that over the filter and just push it on. It can be a little fiddly, and of course it's going to be fiddly while I'm on camera. And we just push a cuppy thing over the filter and then flop it down, and there you go, all changed. I'll do this one too. So this is the bigger dome thingy. So we just pull it off like that. And we'll just wipe everything down a little bit. And we'll get another one of these little filter thingies. And again, you just poke that one in to take it off, switch it around, and put that one in. And there you go. And then because my right ear needs a bigger size, I have this little package. It's a size 10. And again, and you can really feel the difference. Oh, the new ones feel so nice, because these ones are just, they get really wiggly after a while. All right, so again, just carefully flip it and then poke that onto it like that, and then flip it over, and there you go. Done. All right, so I will just put them back in. Gotta get my hair out of the way. My husband is texting because he's on his way home. And I gotta go make our HelloFresh. It's fair. I make the dinner, he cleans it up. Stop texting me right now. All right. Sorry. Okay, so just push it in and then flip it over your ear. And the really cool thing is, these are Bluetooth. So I have the app on my phone. I can adjust it there. I have an app on my phone for transit, for the bus, and the voice will come on in these, and it'll say the bus is, you know, coming soon in the next 3 minutes or whatever. And then it'll say your stop is next. So that's really cool. I mean, because the app would do that anyway, but it goes into my hearing aids. The other thing is I can listen to music, podcasts, whatever on these. So it's pretty cool. People around you can also hear them. And I'm so embarrassed because there's been times at work in the staff room when I'm having lunch and I'm sitting there watching like YouTube or something. And I've had it like, you know, somewhat loud. I didn't really think anyone could hear it. And I'm sitting here on the weekend and Scott's like, can you turn that down a little bit? I can totally hear it. I'm like, oh gosh. People at work have been so polite and haven't said anything to me. But anyway, yeah, these are awesome. So this brand that I got is Bernafon. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they're great. And like I said, Next Gen has been really good. Next Gen is about to change their name. I don't know if they've done it yet, but it is the same company. They've just changed their name. But I think it's well worth it. My family thinks it's worth it. I'm able to hear. Actually, the first weekend that I had them, when I was doing the trial, we were down at Granville Island and we did a food tour. And afterwards I was like, oh, wow, that was great. And I was completely engaged in the whole, you know, conversation and whatever she was saying about the food and everything. And Scott and the girls were like, oh yeah, I missed a lot of it. And I'm like, what do you mean you missed it? And they're like, well, we couldn't hear because it was loud. I was like, oh, really? I felt so great that I was able to hear it. It was one of those times where it's like, finally, I can hear what's going on. I felt bad that they could, but yeah, it made such a difference. And that was the selling point for me. Like, it was like, oh my God, these things actually work and they're very helpful. Especially at work. I work with adults with special needs, and sometimes they'll say something. I still, depending on who it is and how quietly they speak, I still have to say, what? But I can adjust it. I can adjust them and turn them up a little bit. I can adjust it on my phone, I can adjust it on my watch, and I can adjust it on the button. The other cool thing with these is, here is the app right there on my phone or on my watch. So this is them right now. And I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. So I can turn them up or turn them down. And what I did when I went in to get these is I had her put the threshold up higher, like, so they were set at 0, and that was like 90% of my prescription, I think. And then I said, can you bump that up? So the 0 point is actually louder than I needed to be, but I wanted that play with it. So as soon as I get up in the morning, I put them on and I turn them down. But the reason I did that was because then if I do need to turn them up, I can go up higher than I was able to the way they were set before. The other thing is you can do this, and there's this one, and it plays brown noise in my ears. So if I do, I want to show my battery life for them. So if I do have like some annoying sounds nearby, and I can do it on these too. Ooh, I totally shut that one off. But you can adjust the volume and you can go back to, it does a little when it first turns on. So now it's back. Let me turn down the white noise, or turn off, or the brown noise. Actually, I think it was red noise that they ended up putting on here. They didn't have brown noise. And now we're back. So, all right. Hope that helped. And I hope that helps you if you're making a decision about these. All right. I will end with a beautiful sunset from tonight when I was walking home from the bus. And I'll insert that now so you can see how beautiful Vancouver is. All right, I hope you guys are good. Hope everyone is safe, happy, and healthy. And I'll be back with some more videos soon. All right, take care, guys. See ya.